the webinar, I'm just going to go through with you introduction of MailChimp, introduction of email marketing really. There are many platforms out there. MailChimp is probably one that many people know about. Okay, and that's why we are using MailChimp. A quick introduction of myself, I'm 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲𝗲. I'm the founder and Chief Digital Marketing Officer at 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲𝗲 Agency. Actually, my agency started back in 2010, but we rebranded and we started training our clients and also the public. Okay, I also train at some of the different authorized training organizations in Singapore. One of them is actually Aventis. I have 3 courses with Aventis. MailChimp is one of them. This MailChimp course that we conduct, we'll share with you more details at the end of the webinar, but it's a 2-day workshop. Okay, and this is the agenda today. All right, I'm not sure whether you all have seen the agenda, but I'm going to touch on these topics. Why is email marketing important? I will also give you some stories to help you understand the concepts better. Okay, and also most importantly, hopefully you can remember them. All right, so at the last 10 to 15 minutes of the webinar, I hope to take some of your questions. Okay, so if you have any, just feel free to type them out. If I am able to take them immediately, I will take the questions immediately via the chat. Okay, otherwise I'll take them at the end of the webinar. All right. Okay, so number 1, why is email marketing important for businesses? Okay, so right now, because of COVID-19 is probably a very good example. If everyone is going to organize a seminar or webinar, okay, and you want to follow up with your potential clients or people who have actually attended your seminar, your webinars, what is one way that it probably is going to be more effective for you to follow up with your potential customers? Okay, you can say WhatsApp, SMS, but email marketing is actually one of these methods to follow up with your potential customers or even existing. Okay, so there's also something called a sales funnel, lead funnel kind of marketing strategy that is going around. You might be familiar with this. And when we talk about leads, it means that people who are interested in finding out more about your business, finding out more about what products and services you offer. Okay, so in this case, how can they eventually pay us for our products and services? There's a gap there that we need to fill as business owners. Some of you might be self-employed, trainers, coaches as well. Okay, so this between I wouldn't call them a business, I would say potential business opportunities. These potential business opportunities will need to have a nurturing sequence. It can be through email, it can be through WhatsApp, up to you, right? Whatever that works for you, but probably email is one of the methods that is going to be effective. Okay, number 2, if you launch social media ads, I believe some of you who join this webinar here, you might have launched some ads on Facebook or Instagram before. How will you go about following up with your potential customers? Actually, one of the key to following up with your customers is through an email marketing sequence. Okay, a lot of us, we are launching ads without a funnel, meaning that we don't think about an offer that we can offer them through the ads that is enticing enough such that they fill in their names and their emails. And then we follow up with them through email marketing. Okay, so email is actually one of the biggest answers to a lot of potential business opportunities. Okay, and last but not least, number 3, if someone lands on your website, what is it that you're going to do to capture that person's attention in exchange for their details, their name, their email, their contact? Actually, a lot of times is what we call a pop-up. And in this pop-up, what happens is you will need to collect their details and you will need to follow up with them. And if you're going to say that, I can call them to follow up with them, actually a lot of times people don't really like picking up calls nowadays. They just hang up on you, right? After you introduce yourself. So that is probably the real truth to marketing nowadays. And something to think about. Okay, so initially I thought I would share 5 reasons why email marketing with MailChimp is reasons for you to consider and it's important. But as I was preparing this deck, 9 reasons came up, so I thought I would just share 9. Okay, so Reason number one, it's free. It's free for you to get started. Majority of the platforms out there, they have very, very few plan to get you started. Maybe it's free for your first 100 or free for your first 200, 500. But MailChimp is free for your first 2,000 email subscribers. Okay, so which means that if you're just getting started, this might be a good way to get started with email marketing. Also, point number two, if you are running a business, you have a lot of email database, you always wish your customers Happy New Year, Christmas, holidays, etc. You might want to consider using this so that you will never make the mistake of CCing everyone. Okay, this is a PDPA thing. Even government officials have made this mistake before. I've received so many that they just accidentally CC everyone. They try to do damage control, but at the end of the day, the damage is already done. So use platforms like MailChimp to do your email marketing. Okay, personally, I don't understand why people like to send it out from their own Outlook or whatever Gmail, right? Because you don't get reports, you don't understand how well your email marketing is doing. So that is actually not really email marketing if you don't know how to track, you don't know how well it's performing, who are those that are engaged, meaning that they open and they click. And this is what MailChimp gives you as well. Other platforms do give you, but MailChimp does give you these details. Point number three, you can generate email leads with MailChimp. There's 3 ways to do it, and I will share with you what are these 3 methods later. Number 4, you can build landing pages for free within MailChimp. So one of the benefits about this 2-day workshop with Aventis is that it's a 2-day workshop, so you get more time. You actually get time to build a landing page. So for those of you who you do not have a website, etc., you actually can make your offers on this landing page. You can build a landing page with no coding knowledge required, and you can do this with MailChimp. Number 5. Reason number 5 is considered direct marketing. You own the customer details compared to social media marketing and advertising. Okay, people would always look at the likes, etc. But how can you reach out to them again? If you message them and it's about a sales pitch, a marketing pitch, sometimes if they block you, in the end, your accounts get blocked. Okay, so direct marketing, when you have their details and you email the correct content that they are interested in rather than always sales pitching them, this is what is going to be more effective for you in your long-term marketing strategy. Okay, reports, this is what I mentioned. If you are sending emails right now, actually every day, all of us, we have more than 1 email accounts. We check our emails almost every single day. If it's your work mail, I think you check it every single day. And point number 6 is that it gives you reports. So if you send your emails through Outlook or Gmail, you actually don't really get these reports. You don't know who opened your email, what's the percentage of open rates, what's the percentage of click-through rates, what is something that you can maybe craft out again to reward your best subscribers, or how can you craft another set of content to re-engage with your potential or people who are interested already in your subscriber list, but they are not very engaged, but how can you re-engage them? Okay, so reports will tell you these things, and reports will tell you what people are interested in. If we have 3 to 5 courses listed in our email marketing campaign and we realize that, hey, everyone is clicking this specific course, then we know that there's a certain interest and we want to be specific in our follow-up. Maybe 2 to 3 days later, we want to follow up with this particular group who have clicked through to this particular course. Okay, so that's what reports tell us. And it's not blind leading the blind in that sense. Okay, we have some form of a strategy. Reports tell us where to go, what to focus on as a business. Point number 7, ability to resend campaigns to those who did not open. So let me give you an example. What do I mean by that? Your email subscriber base, let's say we take 500 emails, for example, okay, and you send out the first email 11 a.m., 20% open your email campaigns, okay? 20% is about 100 emails that open your email campaign. My suggestion to everyone is always to resend this campaign out 1 to 2 days later to people who did not open. Okay, this is going to increase your click-through rate because for all you know, 11 a.m. wasn't a good time for them 2 days ago. But maybe if you send it again, either at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, right, after lunch might be a better time for them, for a particular group of people, then that's when you increase your open rates. And let me give you an example, all right? So this screenshot is with our campaign that we sent out. So you can see that it says the first campaign says the first campaign is the one at the bottom. Okay, so it says that, sorry, the one at the top, 24.4% opens. Okay, and then the second campaign, when we resend those who did not open, 21.2% open. So if I add both of them out, instead of just getting a 87 open rate, when I resend it to those who did not open, I get an additional 57 opens, and this gives me a total of 145 emails open. So think about it, if you have customers, instead of 87 customers, because you resend it to those who did not open, which MailChimp gives you this data and allows you to do this, okay, you get additional 57 recipients, potential customers opening up your emails, okay, and hopefully click-through rates as well. All right, point number 8, easy to design drag and drop feature in MailChimp. Within the class, of course, we also run you through this application called Canva. I think you can try it out for those of you who like try out, but we run you through how to use Canva to design a campaign, the dimensions to set it up in, okay, and how to look out for the dimensions and how to design those banners for your images for the campaign so that it looks professional. Point number 9, you can actually plan an automated drip sequence within MailChimp. Say, for example, someone sign up an interest to receive your free ebook, right? You can send them a follow-up email a week later. You can ask things like, and all these are automated. You just need to set it up once. So what you do is you say, how was the ebook? How do you find it? Do you have any questions? Right? So a lot of times we send a good marketing materials across, but we don't follow up to find out and ask people how was the content that they actually just downloaded or they may have consumed. Okay, so this is the 9 points I have, and the reason why 2 days is because this is actually a very important part, point number 9 in email marketing, and that's what we are able to cover in a 2-day workshop. 1 day we will not be able to cover a lot of things, which is point number 9 is the main thing that we will not be able to cover if it's just a 1-day workshop, and that's the reason why it's a 2 days workshop. Okay, so 9 reasons. All right, email drip sequence, you can read up about it. Okay, so earlier I mentioned to you there are 3 ways to generate email leads with MailChimp. First is you can do a pop-up script. Okay, I will show you an example of our own pop-ups, how we do it on our end. I think Aventis website has it as well. Okay, and this is a script you generate from MailChimp. And what happens in this script is that you can actually control the design and the offer directly within MailChimp. You don't need to update the script again. You only need to install the script once. It's just like Google Analytics, Facebook Pixels. You install it once and it will read the script directly from MailChimp. If you edited the text, the images, the offer, the links on your pop-up, it will all be updated. So you don't need to update your website again. It's a one-time installation of the script. Okay, I'll show you an example later how it looks like and how we use it. Number 2, sign-up forms. Okay, sign-up forms is basically within MailChimp. It's hosted by MailChimp. The people always ask me, what's the difference between a MailChimp sign-up form and a Google sign-up form? Okay, the key difference is this. You don't need to export and import your database back into MailChimp. This is actually updated within MailChimp, and you always have the latest list of subscribers in your database for your emails to be sent out. Number 3, landing pages. I did cover this a little bit. So you are able to use landing pages to collect your email leads, your potential customers interested. So you can create, there's no limit in the number of landing pages you can create. Just the limit is the number of emails you collected on MailChimp, which is limited at 2,000. And the limit is 10,000 emails a month. So if you, let's say you did a really good job, you have 2,000 emails that you collected in a short span of 3 to 6 months. These emails, you can email them in a month, you can email them 5 times. So even if you are going to resend a campaign, etc., actually it's going to meet your needs. Okay, and I think it's a good start for many people. This is what I mean by pop-up example. So for us at our agency, we pop up with the SEO ebook giveaway. Every single year, we actually collect 100 over email leads every single year just with this lead sequence. I mean, sorry, just with this pop-up sequence. So just think about it. If you just create a content, okay, some people say, ebook, not my thing. Okay, we did 4 videos, okay? We put them as 4 separate links for people to consume. So if they put in their name and email, they actually get these 4 links and they can watch it at any point of time. Okay, so think of what is going to entice them to share with you their details, their name, their email. Usually if you ask mobile, people might put in a fake mobile. Okay, so there are many ways to protect yourself, whether or not they give you a real email. One is you ask them to verify their email before you send the links. So that's one way to gate yourself, to protect your content. The easiest way to collect is really just to send them once they put in their email, but you might get a lot of spam robots filling in their details. So it might be good to actually ask them to check and confirm their email. That also helps to whitelist you. So that means that when you email them again, although it's a very troublesome way to collect email leads, there's a high chance that you'll be whitelisted and you'll land up in their inbox. Okay? Right. Okay. So everybody okay so far before I talk about the next point, type of content we should create email marketing? Anyone has any questions so far? Okay, if you have, feel free to add it in the chat group. I will look at it at the end of the webinar, or where relevant, I would answer them. So now the key thing in email marketing is not so much of learning how to use MailChimp, how to use any other email marketing platform out there. It's probably not very difficult to learn. You can probably learn it in 1 to 2 days. But what we cover as well is the type of content we should create in email marketing. And I hope to give you this example. Hopefully it's a good example that lives with you down the road and you understand. So I need to introduce to you 2 people. Okay, Alfred, who's the banker. He's a banker by training, by occupation. That's what he do. Okay, and his wife, Emily, who is a digital marketer. So Alfred always wonder, what does his wife do and what is digital marketing all about? Okay, email marketing is actually part of what digital marketing is. So one day, Alfred actually had this conversation with his wife, Emily, and he said, oh, you know, I actually really enjoy receiving these investment articles from these ABC investment firms. They send it to me once a week and I really enjoy reading them. It actually helps give me a very good perspective of how the market is performing, right? And it helps him to invest better. So that's what he said. And Emily, as a digital marketer, actually picked up this conversation and she said, you know what, actually that is what email marketing is about. That's what content we should be sending. That's what content marketing is about. Just that you are using emails as a form of communicating these contents, right? You have to have a content strategy to be used either on social media or your SEO or your email marketing strategy. So that is what kind of contents we should be sending. We shouldn't just be sending about our products, our services, our courses, right? We should send resources, we should send our thoughts, like in this case, this investment actually sends what they think about the outlook of the market. Okay, so this example is to help you understand something called a buyer's journey on the internet, and there's consultation time as well to help you walk through. It's not something very easy to understand within the first round, but that's how the consultation part helps you to understand what a buyer's journey is and what is the content strategy with email marketing. Okay, so the importance of content marketing. Okay, so it says that the best, this is a quote from Tom Fishburne, one of my favorite quotes actually. So it says that the best marketing doesn't feel like marketing, and hopefully that's the content strategy that you have with email marketing, right? Okay, last but not least. All right, I'm going to do 2 things. A walkthrough within MailChimp dashboard. This is the time also. If you have any questions, you can ask. And I'll just run through the dashboard itself. After you've created your account, there's just a few questions that they ask you. You just need to complete the questions, verify your email, and doing some of the things that MailChimp asks you to do. Then you'll complete your creation of your MailChimp. And what happens is There are a few things within MailChimp that I will walk you through, and if you have any questions, you can ask. There's also some of the really good features, I would say, but the free plan on MailChimp has slightly limited features of targeting, but one of it is called what we call merge tag. Merge tag means that it's personalized. You can say, hi, Charmaine, hi, whoever your subscriber is, hi, Carmen, hi, Roshini, right? So basically, you can actually address your subscribers personally. Okay, and this is what we call merge tag. MailChimp calls it merge tag. Different email marketing platform calls it different things, but merge tag is probably a term used since way back in the 1990s. Okay, there's insights. I wouldn't be able to show you the insights because I'm unable to block the screen of my email subscribers. So once I show you the insights, I'll show you the broad overview of insights. Okay, who clicked, who did not click, segmentation or groups. There's this feature, but like I mentioned to you, I wouldn't be able to walk you through because the emails will be reflected. My database emails will be reflected. All right. Okay. Before I go into that, I just like to change my screen. Okay, and then we'll go back to the slides later. Okay, welcome everyone. For those of you who just joined, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. Okay, you can find the chat under, if you just move your mouse on your screen, hopefully you're using a laptop, then there's this thing called More with the 3 dots. You click on it and you will see the first option called Chat. Okay, so you can actually chat this. You can actually, chat your, drop your chat on your questions. Okay, so if you see this email, my browser here, okay, you will see MailChimp, all right? Okay, this is our own account. Okay, when you go to create, you can see that they allow you to create an email. Okay, they allow you to create a landing page. They allow you to create a sign up form. Okay, for most of you, you can only create one sign up form on the free plan because it's a long story, but you will only be able to create one sign up form. Okay, so if you create a sign up form, they will ask you what kind of form. Is it going to be embedded or is it going to be pop up? This is the pop up that we're talking about. Okay, so you have to select your audience, but you only have one audience on the free plan for MailChimp. Okay, so that's MailChimp. Okay, next, there's this thing called audience. Okay, this is where you will see, okay, you only have one audience on the free plan because MailChimp actually changed up how they give out the free plan now. So don't worry too much about audience, all right? Audience is like a bucket. So you put everyone in, but they come from different sources. So if they came from a particular landing page, you can actually segment them so that you know that they came from a certain offer. So say, for example, as an agency, we have 3 courses. I mean, just an example. Okay, of course, we have more than 3. But let's say it's email marketing, Instagram, and SEO, right? So let's say we have 3 offers on our different 3 landing pages. So the first offer is email marketing. People sign up to receive an ebook. For Instagram, they sign up and they receive 4 videos. For SEO, same thing. They sign up and they receive an ebook. So I want to send them relevant content sequence that is related to email marketing, Instagram, or SEO. I don't want to mix up. I could send a broad overview email to everyone, but there are certain information that I think would benefit this group only, or they might only be interested. Say, for example, Google launched a new update, and I just want to update my SEO, people who actually download my SEO ebook about it, right? Okay, so this is what you can do. Groups, segmentations, through how you collected the database or sources and things like that, many things, okay? And reports, okay, let's look at reports. Okay, I wouldn't be able to click through, but I can show you what I mean earlier, which is the database I told you about. So the very first email, usually we have a higher open rate. So 36% is 111 people who open. And then when we resend it to those who did not, open, we get another 53 open. So this is a very good feature within MailChimp that you can use, okay? Do I add the audience myself? Where to gather the audience list? Very good question. Okay, I got this question earlier this morning as well. Okay, remember earlier I shared that there are 3 ways. Okay, you should be collecting your own email database. I'm not sure why you asked this question. Is it because you can clarify with me? Okay, I think you sent it to me privately. 𝗟𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃. Try to clarify. Are you asking this question of audience because someone is going to share with you the email database? Okay, otherwise, actually, you are supposed to make an offer. And what do I mean by offers? Okay, let me go back to my slides. You have to think of ways to generate email leads for your business. This might be a new concept to a lot of people, but actually, yeah, email leads, either they inquire through your website. Say, for example, they fill in your contact form. Okay, there's also another way, although you will need to involve your developer or web developer on this, probably because you might not know how to, you might not have background on WordPress or website development. If you have, you can actually do it yourself. It's called embedded forms. So whenever someone inquires with you through your contact form, you can actually link it to your MailChimp, and that's one way to collect as well. But that is, I don't know how many of you have a lot of inquiries through your form, but usually it's not a very big percentage. Okay, so but there's some percentage as well. I think for us, every single month there's a few from our contact, but majority are direct inquiries from our course pages, right? So 3 ways to generate email leads. One is through pop-ups. So this is just an example. You can create an ebook, or if ebook is not for you, you can create videos. So use some form of a content. When people land on your website, you can ask them if they would like the content, and in exchange for their details, that's how you collect your emails. All right, I hope I answered your question. Okay. All right, so back to my dashboard. Okay, so reports, this is what I mentioned earlier. Okay. Merge tags, all right? So let me see if I used merge tag for this campaign. Yeah. I did. Okay, so it appears like this, but actually when the person receives it, it's their name appearing here. So that's what I call, or what MailChimp calls, a merge tag. Okay, yeah. Okay, so basically this is MailChimp. Okay, very easy to use. You can drag and drop your images to build and design an email. Okay, all these are basically our Instagram posts, and we just drag them in to create this email. Okay, yeah. Okay, group photos, right? You can stack them up, and this is how it looks like within MailChimp. Okay, I think the other thing that I mentioned was using insights. How can you send email to those who did not click, or those who actually clicked your email? Okay, I think I wouldn't be able to show you that, but it's actually possible from, let me see if I can do it. Okay, usually what we do is we replicate the email. Okay, I hope the emails do not appear. I don't think they do. Okay, so can you see here is a segment. So within the segment, there's more than 480, but because of the segment, now it's left 480. So I can choose to edit the recipients. Okay, and this is segmentation. I can segment based on campaign activity. All right, those who did not open, Firefox is not working well. Okay, those who did not open, or those who click any of my last 5 or a specific campaign name. Okay, and then they will populate and tell me how many emails, and then I can save this segment and send it out, schedule it again. Okay, the problem with now the free plan on MailChimp is you can't schedule emails. You can only, how do people know your website easily? That is actually SEO, actually, search engine optimization. for website, actually it's really not about email marketing, but you can read up on SEO. What is SEO about? Okay, it requires meta tags, meta keywords, meta description, XML sitemap. Okay, let me look for, this is the free plan, okay? So 2,000 free emails, one audience. It's a bucket. You can contain 2,000 emails in one audience, okay? If you all have questions about email marketing, I'm more than happy to answer. For SEO, it's a bit hard to answer today. Let me see. Did they talk about scheduling? Okay, they don't talk about scheduling, but basically the free plan doesn't allow you to schedule. You need to log in at a certain time. Let's say you like to set it out at 11 a.m. You need to log in and click send. That's what I realized in my recent classes with MailChimp. The free plan no longer allows you to schedule. Okay, so, but yeah. Okay, that's about it. I think I went through the content. Okay, let me go back to my slides. Just have a few more slides to cover. Okay, next, I think I just want to share with everyone that right now is a good time to start. Okay, because so many people are more keen, they have more time to attend webinars, seminars through virtually, of course. So during COVID-19, it's actually a good time to collect email leads. I think people are more, they have more time to consume content. Okay, so there are many types of contents you can create, and that can generate you email leads. All right, and there's a story that I like to tell all my participants or during my webinar sessions, is that this story about the tiger. Okay, two friends who went hiking and they met a tiger in the jungle. Okay, and this friend actually told his friend, do you think we should make ask his friend, do you think we should make a run for it? Do you think we should run? Okay, so then the friend actually said, yes, I think we should make a run for it. So what he did was he immediately bent down and he was tying his shoelace. So his friend was looking at him and said, like, are you crazy? If the tiger will just eat you up, we should just start running. Do you know what the friend replied? The friend replied that actually during this period of time, I do not need to outrun the tiger. I just need to outrun you. Okay, so during this period of time, it's actually a good time to get started with email marketing, figure out email marketing, figure out digital marketing. I do have a video to share with you, so we'll watch it, okay, after I'm done with my slides. Okay, so digital marketing is also what we call a new currency. Don't give up too early. A lot of people are starting out with digital marketing, email marketing, without strategy. Yesterday, I did a Facebook Live video and I talked about why businesses have business plans, and marketing is actually part of the business plan, but they do not add social media marketing or digital marketing strategy as part of their marketing plans in their business. And if they started their business 10 years ago, social media marketing or digital marketing wasn't really a thing back then. So they should really review their business plans and involve whatever that is really important in today's context, okay? So if you have any other questions about MailChimp email marketing, we actually have 2 days course with Aventis, 20th and 21st of May 2020, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, and I'm actually done with my presentation. We are actually quite fast today. So I will show you my video, the video that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so let me switch up my screen again. Okay, I understand someone has a question. What are the key successes to email marketing effectively? There's 3 things actually. Okay, I didn't include this slide because I thought I will only talk about it if people ask. Okay, right content, sending to the right audience at the right time. Okay, so 3 things you need to remember. Why do I say right content? Okay, earlier I talked about this, which is about Alfred and Emily. Okay, so what is email marketing about? It shouldn't just be about your products, your services. All right, it should really be helping others. Just like Alfred Banker, who through a series of email from this ABC investment firm actually allows him to invest better. All right, so that's an example of email marketing. And you should be collecting your own email list. If someone said, I have 2,000 emails to give it to you, these are people who are interested in your products and services, never believe them. Okay, partly also because you have to remember when platforms like MailChimp give out 2,000 email subscribers for free, they are very strict, meaning that if at any point of time you have a very high bounce rate, you have a very high unsubscribe rate, people actually mark you as spam. Because at the bottom of the email is actually compulsory, they will add that in, that whether they want to unsubscribe or not. Okay, so when this happens, they actually block your account. So you have to remember these three things. Okay, emails effective or successful, I think there are three things. You have to figure out your content, okay, which we walk you through as well during the class. Right audience, which are actually the three ways that I've talked about, just that we help walk you through and brainstorm based on your industry, how you can be appealing to this group of your potential customers and audiences, and sending it at the right time, meaning what is a good time to send, especially when we talk about follow-up sequences. If someone actually download your ebook, a good time to follow up would really be depending on how long it takes to consume your ebook, right? A lot of people nowadays, they download ebook without reading it. I'm also guilty of that, but I do read a part of it. I don't finish reading the ebook, but I do consume the content that I was really interested in when I download it. So you have to create a conversation. You have to have a lead sequence follow-up. We call it automated emails in MailChimp. Okay, so you have to have kind of a very simple follow-up sequence that's automated, not manual on your end, so that all these things can be done a bit more automatically, so that it's what we call a nurturing sequence. And that's why digital marketing is really something that is going to help business automate a bit of the processes. Okay, so thank you, Lindsay, for that question. I hope I answered your question. If I didn't, feel free to rephrase your question. Okay, any other questions? Let me see. Okay, any other questions? Okay, also another thing that I like to ask, I didn't add this in, but another thing that I like to add to my webinar sessions is I always ask people at the end of the day, do you prefer 500 Facebook followers or 500 email subscribers? Okay, thank you, Lindsay. Okay, so this is my question to you. Would you prefer 500 followers if someone can give you 500 followers, or do you prefer 500 email subscribers? Actually, email marketing is a really powerful tool under the digital marketing umbrella. Digital marketing consists of a lot of things. Email marketing is just one of them. Social media marketing is also part of digital marketing. Okay, yeah, email. Okay, thank you, Lindsay. Anyone else? We have 37 people in the room. Email subscribers, why do you all prefer emails? Yep, Brendan Lee. Why do you prefer 500 email subscribers? Because we have their point of contact. Yes, that's right. So basically you can reach out. Hopefully they don't unsubscribe from your email list, but you know, that's really about right content, right? So when you get them into your email sequence, if you send them too often and it's not a helpful kind of email, then of course they will unsubscribe from your emails. So that's basically something that we have to think about. It's called what we call a content strategy. So think about Alfred and Emily, whatever I just shared earlier. Okay, how the investment firm, although how they would earn money. If you look from an investment firm's perspective, how they earn money is when people invest with them and they earn what we call a brokerage fee. I think it's called brokerage fee. So that's then you might be wondering, why would they send a series of emails every single week to help people invest better? Then people will invest on their own. So there's always three groups of audiences who are online. Okay, we call it a buyer's journey on the internet. There's always one group who will come, consume your content, and do it on their own. They want to try it on their own. They don't mind trying on their own. They don't mind learning the difficult way. Then there's a second group of people who will come to your content, they consume your content, and they find that, wow, because of the quality of content that you share, they actually trust you more, number one. And because they trust you more, they learn about what kind of products and services you offer. They are actually more willing to work with you to basically give you their business in that sense, to invest with you, and you earn the brokerage fee. The third group is really that they consume the content and they do nothing. So what you want is the middle group audience lah. You don't want the extreme that they do themselves. It's okay that they do themselves. There's always this group of people around, and there's always another group who will not take action. So you really want to help people to take that action and to decide with you. Okay, so whatever industry, actually since we have some time, do share with me what industry you are in. Okay, just share a little bit about your industry. You might be a trainer, small business, etc. Just let me know so that I can know who the audiences are in today's webinar. Any lecturers? Any lecturers, or is it, I think we call them lecturers, profs, professors? I don't think there is any professors, right? So let's see. Questions. Is there different email strategy for top of funnel versus lower down the funnel? Yes. The strategy is the same. It's just that your contents are different and you lead them to different things. You follow up with different, like I mentioned to you, if they downloaded my ebook, my follow-up sequence would be, how was the ebook? What do you think of a specific thing from the ebook? So sometimes if you ask that, people would be like, I didn't read that, or oh yeah, I downloaded your ebook and I didn't read it, so I'll go back to that portion of the ebook. Okay. So basically, to answer your question, 𝗂𝗶𝗸𝗲, okay, 𝗟𝗶𝗸𝗲, is that the strategy is pretty much an automated sequence. It's just how you respond, how you start that conversation, and how you follow up. Okay, so and the type of content that you give moving forward for top funnel, middle, bottom funnels, the contents are different. So the strategy, I wouldn't say that the strategy is different, because it's more of the content in the funnels that are different. Okay, so I hope I answered your question, 𝗂𝗶𝗸𝗲. Let's see, what are the questions? Let me clear the whiteboard. Someone is drawing. Okay, questions. People can delete Facebook ad account, yeah. They can also unsubscribe from your emails. Okay, so point of contact is definitely correct. You can communicate with them, that's right. So remember, you said communicate, which means that you shouldn't be spamming them with your products and service and offers and sales. Okay, if you're an e-commerce based business, I think we have to understand. Okay, yeah, it's true. Sometimes e-commerce, I mean, I have friends, cousins who work with Q10 and everything. They say it works lah, but I understand where you're coming from. But honestly, if you're not a big player like Q10, Fave, having promotions might not work. Okay, so if you're an e-commerce based business, if you're not Amazon, it might not work. It might not work that you keep sending emails of. Oh yes, and another thing is, if you're an e-commerce business owner, actually MailChimp, if you integrate it with your e-commerce website, you are able to know how much you earn within each campaign, what was the top seller product. Okay, one of my clients, I think this was 2 years back. Yeah, 2018. So one of my clients, right, every single week, I think, every single week on Saturday, he would craft up a series of dresses to be sent out as an email campaign. And then when I looked at his email campaigns, right, there's always one product that works very well, but he didn't know with the insights that MailChimp gives. And MailChimp will let you know what is your top product and what are the products being sold in each campaign. And you know, surprisingly, we just took a very quick look in the last 5-10 campaigns, right? There's only one product that, and it's not even in the featured products that he crafted every single week for his e-commerce. It was a black dress. So people are looking for black dresses, but he always send like new dresses, new collections every single week. Fast fashion, basically. So yeah, use insights to, you know, make better business decisions and campaign sequence. Sometimes you can't tell from the start, but after a few campaigns, at least 3 to 5 campaigns, usually you will start knowing. Okay, let's see, questions. Both email address, highly unlikely, they close the email account. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You are right. Yeah. It's highly likely they will not close their email account. What I'm saying is that they will unsubscribe. Meaning that, okay, so how unsubscribe works is this, it's across all platforms. I don't think it's unique to MailChimp. If they unsubscribe, you will not be able to make them a subscriber back, even if you want to. The platform doesn't allow you to do it. Okay? Hope I answered your question, Brandon. IT. Okay, good. IT. So, sorry, what is a bird counter? Preschool operator. Wow. So you run preschools? Preschool, very interesting. I think there's a lot of things to communicate to parents actually. Just that preschools I don't think they're doing it. I don't remember preschools doing it. Insurance. All right, I just had a live webinar for insurance agents about digital marketing last week. Okay, yeah. Okay, no other questions? Is there any other questions? Otherwise, I would just end off with the slides from Aventis. We're early, 13 minutes more, actually. To use MailChimp, do I have to have my own website? Okay, you don't have to. So if you don't have your website, then one of the ways to generate leads, which is a pop-up form, will not apply to you. So you will need to depend more on the sign-up forms and landing pages to collect email leads. What I'm saying is, if you have a website, you should think of a pop-up offer so that you can generate email leads. So not saying that you definitely need to have a website, because actually it takes a lot of resources. A lot of people build websites, just leave it there, don't really invest in their websites. How I see a website is a 24/7 sales representative. How you will do your sales pitch should be translated to your website. You can do it modular, slowly, but you should have a plan and you should stick to it. A lot of people, they like to have a plan, a milestone, different tiers, monthly milestones, but they don't go back because busyness comes in. They are unable to keep up with what they need to do to get sales in and prioritize the requirements of a website. So it's a very sad thing, but I honestly see a website as a 24/7 salesperson. We are always updating the videos that we have on our website. We're always updating how we present information, the banners, the graphics, so that if you think about it, right, when people come to your website and they see how well done it is, how much time you invest in this visual digital presence, which is your website, they actually will consider you more than your competitors if your competitors is not doing a good job on your website. Okay, so you don't need, to answer your question, Lindsay, you don't need your own website. In fact, for property and insurance agents, I highly recommend them to get started because you can build landing pages. The only thing is you will need to have a company email. So like, say for example, you call yourself ABC Insurance. Let's say you call yourself ABC Insurance. You buy a domain and you set up an email with the domain name. So that is what you need. The domain costs $20 if it's a .com. So just go for a .com. Don't need to go for .sg. It's like $60 a year. So just go for a .com is $20 a year. In fact, if you can, there are many platforms that give you, even MailChimp right now, I think they give you a domain name for like 20 or 25 USD. So, and that comes with email, something like that. Let me go back to my screen on my browser, I mean. Oops, sorry. Oh yes, I said we will watch a video. So keep your questions coming in and then we'll watch a video before we end, okay? So what I'm saying is, if you go to MailChimp.com, okay, can you see here? get a free custom domain. All right, it's $25 discount. This renews every year for 5 years. You can click through and find out how they are giving. The other website that you can go to, I don't really recommend if you tend to forget your passwords, because it's very hard to get support from GoDaddy, which is, most of my clients have this problem always. They always forget their password, and it's so difficult to reset the password with GoDaddy. Okay, but GoDaddy is probably one of the cheapest out there. Another one is Vodien. I think most of you would know Vodien, but Vodien plans are not cheap. Okay, so the problem is why their hosting is so cheap, right? Is because they only host your emails. Let me see. Oh, this is website. Let me see if there's any email ones. I remember the email ones are super cheap, like $2.99 per month kind of pricing. Email hosting. Okay, anyways, just remember to do a .com. Okay, I don't know why it's so cheap. Okay, do a .com. 2 years is 24. All right, but check it out lah. Anyway, during the class we'll let you know, and it's quite fast to purchase. Usually we recommend to get from a Singapore service provider. It's slightly more expensive, but in terms of support, you definitely get one from a Singapore service provider. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. Otherwise, for the email, do I need the DKN? I mean all three for me. Okay, email, right, doesn't matter, because the email is just to authorize you to get a free account with MailChimp. MailChimp is the one that has all that DKIM SPF set up. IP addresses are with them, because you're using their email platform to blast out these emails. A lot of our email platforms, right, that we sign up even for with GoDaddy, etc. You can only send out like 70 to 100 emails per hour. At any point of time, if you pump in like 1,000 emails into your BCC list and then you try to send it out, right, they actually automatically stop at the maximum, and then they try to send it out the next 100. But that is a flag for the email hosting provider that you are actually doing a mass email. Actually, a lot of providers, right? They actually put a very small disclaimer: no mass emails. Even Gmail, right? Your personal Gmails, when you do a BCC out, actually the cap is 70 emails per hour. So if you have hundreds of emails and you do that, actually a lot of times they blacklist you, just that you don't really know that they did that. Okay. That's to your question, Brandon. Lindsay says, as I do not have a website, how can I get the email so that I can do email marketing? What is landing pages? Is it kind of blog? Landing pages is, I think I should have one example recently created during a class. Landing pages is a way for you to, it's like a form, just that it gives you, let me see where I created it. Okay, so let's view this. Oh, it wasn't created yet. Okay, but anyway, landing pages looks like this. Okay, I'll just show you an example. You get to put your content in. It's basically like a pitch, but at the end of the pitch, there's a call to action, which is that they fill in their emails. Okay, so you can actually add in a form. A pop-up. Where is it? Okay, maybe because it's already in, so they don't allow you. But anyway, you can drag this all the way to the bottom if you prefer. It's like, this is a landing page basically. All right, so you can change up the image, change up the text, link up your social media pages. Okay, it's not a blog. Ram Rahim asks, how to ensure that your emails go directly to their main inbox and not to other folders. Yeah, this is actually a bit complex, but it's what I mentioned to you. they have to confirm. There's this thing called a confirmation sequence. They have to confirm that they would like to subscribe to your list, even though it's an ebook that they want to download. They have to confirm that yes, and when they do that action, within the email that they are receiving is actually what we call whitelisting you. So you can also whitelist, but if they choose not to whitelist you, then that's also a concern lah. Okay, so there's no 100% way, because there are many ways. Even titles nowadays, how we title our subject titles, there are a lot of email servers that are blocking certain words. Sometimes the word free as well, F-R-E-E. Okay. Yeah, so it's really the content, okay, and also your titles. There's no 100% foolproof, but so long as you send helpful emails, usually people are more interested. Okay, so we'll take a few more questions and then I'll show you the video that I talked about. Okay, thank you for letting the videos come in. Okay, this is the video that I want to show everybody, so I'm just keeping it open. For transport company, how can email marketing help? Would you like to explain more about what your company does? Okay, I'll give you an example. I can't think of what kind of transport company you are, but I can give you an example if you can elaborate more. But let's take Grab as an example. Okay, Grab is not a very good example. Gojek, okay, let's do Gojek. So Gojek is a transportation company. So besides telling people, actually I don't really receive emails from Gojek. I do receive emails from Grab. So, but what Gojek can do is really to communicate maybe how they have helped people. I think at the end of the day, right now, digital marketing is really telling about your brand story, how you are helping people. Okay, so and also why people should choose you, why your clients should choose you. It might be a bigger story that you tell. Gojek might be having a social cause, or there's a certain belief and value system that they have that people will choose them over their competitors, right? Okay, they don't really have a lot of competitors now, it's just Grab. But that's the pitch to it. Okay, so if you can explain more about what your transport company means, maybe I can give you a better example. Who is the Singapore provider? Vodafone, APC. You can search for them. apc.sg. Later I'll show it to you, okay? At the end of the, I just don't want to switch up the windows. Okay, but it's actually APC. I think it's just apc.sg or vodafone.com, the domain name. But you need an email. You don't only need a domain name. So look for an email plan that can give you an email, company email, okay? But right now as well, okay, you can just try to set up a MailChimp account with your Gmail. I think the only thing is you can meddle around with it, but you can't send out an email because it's a personal email. Imagine if I'm a business and I set up 10 Gmail accounts, then I would have 20,000 free emails with MailChimp. So that's the reason why they don't allow personal emails, Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, etc. to create. And they allow you to create, but they don't allow you to blast out an email within their platform. Okay. I mean, must use email autoresponder with MailChimp. Can you use own domain and own email without the autoresponder to send to own database? I'm not really understanding your question, but if you don't use email, if you don't use MailChimp as an auto sequence, how are you going to set it up in your own? Can you use own domain? Yeah, maybe you try to rephrase your question. I'm not really getting it, Brendan. Okay, next question. What is a good place to get nice and affordable images? You mean for your email campaigns, you can use pexels.com, okay? pexels.com. Okay, let's watch the video then. It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, I'll just
Hello there. Would you like more leads and sales for your business? If you would like more leads and sales, continue watching this video. One of the most common mistakes many business websites make is the copywriter's focus on features instead of benefits. You're probably wondering, what's the difference? Well, imagine this. At At Sky Digital Agency, we are trying to sell our participants our MailChimp course. The website copy could probably sound something like this. Learn how to create, design, and schedule your email marketing campaigns with MailChimp. Well, those are features. Rephrasing the same statement as a benefit may sound something like this. MailChimp is an email marketing software that helps business owners automate their email campaigns and grow their sales. Now, grow their sales, that's a benefit. Also, even if you have really good copy on your website may still fail to drive you leads. Why? It's simple. The website lacks an integrated digital marketing strategy. Here's another example. We have made our website SEO friendly, and we run weekly Facebook ads that drive us website traffic. On our website, we currently give away a free SEO ebook titled 10 Ways to Rank on Google. When an email is keyed into the pop-up, the ebook link is automatically sent to the email for download. Now, imagine if we had an SEO strategy and a monthly Facebook advertising budget, but did not have any freebies or giveaways via a pop-up. We literally drive customers to our website, but let our customers slip away as we did not manage to capture our customers' email leads that could possibly allow us as an agency to follow up with email marketing. This is what we mean by an integrated digital marketing strategy. In the example above, it involves integrating 3 digital components: Facebook advertising, website SEO, and email marketing. Would you like more leads and sales for your business? Start with an
Okay, so basically email is really a big part of digital marketing. Okay, so just wanted to end with that video, okay, which is what I shared earlier in my slide number 4. Okay, if you organize an event, etc., this is really a big part. So if you'd like to learn more, I would like to keep to time. If you'd like to learn more, we have a 2-day email marketing workshop with Aventis, okay, and it's happening on 20th and 21st of May, Wednesday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you'd like to learn more, contact Roshini. This is her email. You can take a screenshot of this website. You can scan the QR code. They are giving away a 20% discount right now. The code is live20, live as in the Zoom live webinar, I suppose. Okay, so but anyways, if you let them know that you have attended a webinar that Charmaine has conducted, etc., I think they will also, if you can't remember, but do a screenshot of this screen. Okay, so yes, that's the end. Is there anything else that you all have? Otherwise, do you have anything else common?
No, that's all.
Okay, otherwise, thank you everyone. Do remember to take a screenshot if you're interested. You can get a 20% with this screenshot. Okay, so I'll see everyone. I hope to see you. No problem. Thank you for joining us, actually. And I hope to see you at the class. Thank you. Thank you.